Hello, Ethan Vessels, lawyer in Marietta, Ohio. I'm licensed both in Ohio and West Virginia. In today's video, I want to talk about bulging and herniated discs. In several of my other videos, you heard me discuss car accidents in general, personal injury litigation as an overview, but I do want to discuss a more specific injury today, which is why I have my model spine with me. I think it should come as no surprise that the most common injury that we see sustained in automobile collisions is the spinal injury. Usually, in most cases, the injury to the spine is a sprain or strain. The muscles and ligaments around the neck and in the back get whipped back and forth, causing a sprain injury in which the muscles are stretched, sometimes torn, become stiff and sore. And this can be a very serious injury in its own right. It's very painful. Most of the time, however, these sprains and strains can eventually resolve with therapy, sometimes chiropractic manipulations. However, in a smaller percentage of the clients that I have with the neck and back injuries from automobile collisions, we see what is called the herniated disc or the bulging disc. And if we use our model, we can see that there are a number of vertebrae in the spine. We have the cervical vertebrae, which is the neck, the thoracic vertebrae, which is the mid-back around the rib cage, and then the lower spine, which is the lumbar vertebrae. In between each vertebrae, there is a gel-type disc that provides a cushion between each vertebrae. It's what allows our spine to move freely without friction between the vertebrae. When we have a serious car accident with high trauma, and not always does it require 100-mile-an-hour collisions, sometimes even low-speed collisions can cause this. The whipping action, moving the head back and forward, or torsion on the lower back, can cause an injury to that gel-type disc between the vertebrae, allowing it to bulge out from in between the vertebrae. Sometimes it creates a little balloon outside of the vertebrae, which is what we call the herniation. The problem when this happens is that sometimes the disc can bulge or herniate against one of the nerves that leaves the vertebrae. In between each vertebrae, there are nerves that leave from our spinal cord and go into our arms and legs, operate our lungs, operate our toes, allows us to feel things. When this disc gets bulged and hits the nerve, it hurts. It can be very painful. It can also interfere with motor function in some cases. These are serious injuries, and we do see them frequently enough. And unfortunately, in a smaller portion of the clients that I see with the bulging or herniated discs, the herniation is so substantial that it requires surgery. And in the cervical example, for instance, what will have to happen is the surgeons will come in, usually through the front of the neck, open the spine up, go in, and pull out one of the disc that's causing the bulge. It's called a discectomy. And then they will have a fusion surgery to literally fuse two of the vertebrae together in order to alleviate the symptoms. Unfortunately, in the clients that I have seen, these surgeries do help, but it's never a complete relief. Oftentimes the patient will obtain 80% relief or even 50% relief, but they will still have pain, and unfortunately there will also be a loss of range of motion because two of the vertebrae are now fused together. Likewise, the same type of surgery can happen in the lower spine, or actually any of the vertebrae this can occur on. It's a serious injury. The surgery is very expensive. Usually there's quite a bit of lost time from work. There is usually a lifetime thereafter of reduced activities because your spine simply is not what it was before. You can't do the things you could before. And again, it's a serious injury and it warrants serious attention. And if you're in an accident or a collision where you have suffered this type of injury, this is really not the type of case where you want to try to negotiate the settlement yourself. We have experience handling these types of cases. We've handled several dozen disc injury type cases in the last several years, including 4 or 5 herniated discs that involved surgical interventions. If you have encountered this type of case, please give us a call, 740-374-5346, or visit our website, www.fieldsdehmlow.com. Thank you.